what impact has the Russian invasion of Ukraine had specifically on Poland?
Oh, huge. I mean, it's basically been kind of a sign of vindication in many ways, that what Poland has been talking about has unfortunately finally been proven true. There are a few people in Europe now who deny the threat from Russia. There are a few notable exceptions, but in general, more and more Europeans get it. If anything, it has been sort of yet another, how would one put it, yet another sign of the fact that there are certain things in politics and in society that are simply there needs to be unity on. I mean, Polish the political scene is highly polarized, but the two main political forces, even though they strongly dislike each other, are united on the issue of, Russia is a threat. Ukraine needs to be supported. America is a friend. NATO is important, and so on. So it has very much been although that was of course the case before as well. But it has also again tried, one could say, encouraged sort of the Poles to do what they do best, which is create. There's a huge societal mobilization for the sake of the Ukrainians. It was not just the politicians. It was also ordinary people who came to the train stations, took Ukrainians into their homes, gave them food. Poland is a country that often in crisis shows its best sides. When it is on a mission, it is at its best. I would say that in that sense, Poland is very similar to the United States.
How has the war in Ukraine impacted Polish military plans, including building up the army?
Well, the military buildup was something that Poland started with even before the war because they knew where things were heading. The decisions to increase defense spending came long before that. Right now, Poland is approaching 5% of GDP when it comes to military spending. But with the war plans, they have been closely following what the developments in Ukraine. And for example, noticed what's been happening lately, that the war has sort of transformed from a artillery war into a drone war, mainly. And the Poles are now building one of the largest drone producing factories in Europe.
And that is, in fact, to the advantage of both Poland and Ukraine, isn't it? Because what Russia can amass is sheer manpower and artillery.
Very much so. And the drone technology that the Ukrainians are developing right now is the best in the world. We remember from the beginning of the war when everyone was talking about Bayraktars and Shaheeds and all that kind of stuff. I mean, right now what the Ukrainians are making is some of the best stuff that exists. And the Poles are really learning from that by working close with the Ukrainians, making sure that experiences is shared when Ukrainians come to train, for example, with Western forces in Poland and in other places. It's often the Western Europeans that are learning also from them. So it's a win-win situation.